Hi, I'm Jason Delos Reyes with Victor Gong and Alyssa Higuchi, and we are Team Juneau for the VOR Project.
We used Jane to test the boundary cases for the direction of the needle. One case that we tested was when the needle was between 350 and 10 degrees. This is because it is difficult to determine if the radial and OBS are within 10 degrees of each other when the needle is around 0 degrees. This test was important to determine how much the needle should be rotated. When the OBS and radial are more than 10 degrees apart, then the needle should not rotate anymore. We also made sure to test cases in which the radial and OBS differed by 89, 90, and 91 degrees. This was to ensure that the VOR displayed the appropriate to, from, and bad signals.
The VOR functions as a navigational tool which keeps aircrafts on the intended course, as intended by the OBS. So when the OBS has been set, the needle will guide the plane back to its intended course. As the plane begins to move around the VOR station, the needle is trying to point the plane back to where it should be. If the plane is within 90 degrees on the left or right of the VOR station, it will display from because it is coming from the station. If the plane is exactly on top or exactly 90 degrees from the OBS, it will display a bad signal. And going past 90 degrees will display 2, indicating that the plane is going towards the VOR station. An example.
Throughout the VOR project, we accumulated a total of 397 lines of code, with 61 number of commits and versions, with a total effort of 54 person-hours. Imagine we are in Honolulu with call sign H&L on the island of Oahu, and we want to fly to Lihue with call sign LIH on the island of Kauai. According to flight maps, the direction from H&L to LIH is 110 degrees. The VOR radio will be set to 110 degrees. When heading from H&L to LIH, the OBS will be set to 290 degrees in order to head directly to the VOR station. Since the OBS is set to the exact opposite of the VOR station, it means that the plane is south of the VOR station. In order for the plane to head into the right direction, the plane's compass will need to be aligned with the VOR's OBS setting in order for the plane to head in the direction of LIH. It is important to realize that we must set the OBS opposite to the VOR station direction, as it means it is pointing towards the VOR station. This will assure that the plane is pointed to LIH and will be on track instead of going in the opposite direction, such as OGG. Thank you for listening to the presentation, and I hope you enjoyed what we've demonstrated as a team project. Mahalo nui loa, and thank you for flying Juneau Airlines.